I'm Jamelia.
And I'm Lisa Hardstaff. I'm Head of Customer Experience and Communications for Equifax.
I don't have a title.
Do you know what? I love that, Jamelia. Just the fact that you were able to just say, yeah, I'm just Jamelia.
Everybody knows who Jamelia is with one name, you see. They've never heard of me.
No. Just start trying it, Lisa. Just say, I'm Lisa.
Exactly.
I'm Lisa.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know who you are, but you must be some kind of superstar.
Anyway, so well, Lisa, let's come to you first then. Just tell us a little bit about this research.
Sure. At Equifax, we sort of did some research about single parents and sort of the pressures of half term. And we discovered some sort of really interesting facts, but also concerning facts. You know, part of it is that single parents, 42% of the single parents we talked to got themselves into debt because of half term. They were spending, they weren't paying off their credit cards or their rent. And of course, that could have a long-term impact on their ability to get credit in the future. But also, so the other things that I found a little bit surprising was, the number of single parents, because they're single parents, I'm guessing, that have to take time off and take holiday time off or take unpaid leave to make sure their children are cared for over half term.
And that's got to be a huge thing. I mean, Jamelia, you yourself, you've spoken at length and in fact made documentaries, haven't you, about being a single parent.
Yeah.
What's your personal experience been in this regard, and what would you say are some of the biggest challenges?
For me, the research wasn't as surprising. I'm now a mother of 4, and it's very shocking the prices that people put on these experiences that I believe every child should have the opportunity to have. In my experience, children also are completely oblivious to the value of money. And I think that there are ways to kind of put things in place that kind of alleviate your stress. One of the ways that I deal with my children is by actually giving them money themselves. And so when they say, "Mommy, can we go ice skating?" I say, "Yes, if you can afford it." And then, you put the onus on them, and they also are aware of the amount that these excursions cost. I also think it encourages you to be more creative as a parent as well. As I said, having 4 children, 4 times 15 quid is just ridiculous sometimes. And so I love to cook. We love to, go on walks and be out in nature and do the things that I used to do when I was younger, to be honest. And we live in a very tech-heavy world. And so, and also social media doesn't help. People consistently posting up things and I've done this fun thing, and then you're like, yeah, it's like 100 quid, and it all adds up. And I think that if we change the culture, we can definitely change how it affects us, particularly financially. And and I think that there are things that we can do, and I'm definitely an advocate of not encouraging people to spend loads of money. I think it's very important to be aware that the time that you spend with your children and the quality of the time that you spend with your children is so important and will be held with them for the rest of their lives. Me and my daughter this week, we made a bag out of some scraps of material, and she loves this bag and she carries it everywhere with her, and it's like, we did that, and it's a memory that she won't let go.
Oh,
I hope.
Do you know that it's so beautiful to hear, and it does kind of sound like you're nailing it on that front, Jamelia, I've got to say, and that what a lovely relationship I know. But it's, I suppose you have to acknowledge the fact now that I suppose kids' expectations are so different, aren't they? Yeah. And you've somehow managed to get that sort of relationship going with your children, but it's difficult, isn't it, when all of their friends are kind of saying, I've got this and I want to go here and I want to do that.
It is very difficult to raise children who don't compare themselves to others, particularly when we are consistently bombarded, particularly on things like Instagram. You're always seeing what other people are doing, and so which is why I've kind of, technology in my house is extremely limited, and it's about really getting to grips with what you have, being grateful, and also thinking about what you're putting out there. So we do lots of things. We do a whole variety of things, but I make it a real important thing in our house. You don't show off, you don't brag, because things can change in the blink of an eye, and also just what's important is family time and your happiness and creating memories together. And I know it all sounds quite I don't know, airy fairy, but I really do think that's what's important.
And I think it's also really, really important to talk to your children as well. Explain that, because friend A has done something on Monday and friend B did something on Tuesday and someone did something on Wednesday, it doesn't mean they're doing something every single day of the half term.
So true.
So, if you look at it, they've gone out once in half term to do something fun.
Yes.
The rest of the time, they're probably sitting in their bedroom looking at you going, everybody's having a better time than me.
It's so true.
And that's a good point, actually, Lisa, isn't it? Because if you can, that sounds like a good idea. If you can pick one thing over the half term that might have that expense, then from the parents' point of view, that's going to be more manageable, isn't it?
Of course. Sorry, you did ask Lisa.
No, I absolutely agree. And, and I think, to what Jamelia said, about giving children sort of a half-term pocket money.
Yeah.
I have my nephew and niece come and stay with me occasionally, and we go out, and one of the times recently we went out, my nephew turned to me and said, we're in the restaurant, and he goes, who's paying for this, me or you? And I said, well, it's a burger, I'll pay for it. But, it's helping them understand that there is a choice in how you spend your money. And, as parents, we need to set the example ourselves about how sometimes you can't because you need to do something else, but there's other things you can do with your time.
Absolutely. And I guess as well, because we're talking about single parents here too, the other thing you have to consider is that, you might have the other parent to try and work into all of this as well. And half term is only short, isn't it, at the end of the day?
But it's really funny because it's one of those that does kind of hit you quite hard. When it comes to the longer holidays, you do seem to be a little bit more relaxed about it, but half terms it's kind of like, oh my gosh, they do this thing at school, and I'm all for banning it, where you have to go and basically show off about what I did in my holidays, and that can cause quite a bit of pressure to parents, and single parents in particular, to that kind of pressure to perform. So I'm kind of like, let's get rid of that. It's nice to talk about what you did, but at the same time, again, we're comparing, and the children are comparing, and sometimes
perhaps it should be more about what did I learn.
Exactly. But that would be fantastic.
You can go to a free museum. You can make a bag with your daughter. I learned how to make a bag.
Exactly.
Oh, that's brilliant. Well, listen, one last quick question. We'll put all the information on our pages afterwards about where people can go for more information about this. But it is coming up to Mother's Day, so I guess I just want what does it mean being a mother to you then, Jamelia, and what sort of advice would you have for any other single parents out there?
Do you know what? I think really do revel in the fact that you are completely blessed, and to have the opportunity, take a rest and ask for help. These are things that I always say, and I know it's like Mother's Day is like supposed to be a big celebration and stuff like that, but I think it's a really wonderful time to reflect on all you've achieved, all you've done, and all you're continuing to do, and also knowing that you are responsible for a future adult. It's quite amazing.
Oh, that is a wonderful way to leave it. We'll put the information on the blog. Thank you so much, ladies. It's been fab to talk to you.
Thanks,
good luck
Christy.
with the campaign
Thanks,
to make bags.
Thank you.
Bye.
See you later. Bye.
Bye.